All right, Pigeon Fanciers, this is a video. It's like almost like a public service announcement video. I want to talk about us reporting that we caught 310 birds during a 2-year time period. Now, you know, there's 360 something days during a year. So we were working with almost 700 days of catching birds. Now, if you look at the averages, man, we could have caught a bird every other day, and we still would have came out with 300 and something birds. Now, let me break it down to you how we caught the birds. First of all, let's look at the condition that we were in. Number one, it was COVID. I was off for 2 years. And during that 2-year deep stint, I would get up every day. I would go to the loft before the sun comes up, and I would bust out the Tipplers. Now, I knew I wanted to catch strays during that time because a lot of times when birds get lost, what they'll do is they'll bunk out on a tree, a roof, or wherever they might bunk out. But when that sun comes up, they're in the air. We know this about pigeons. We've been around pigeons most of our lives. So when we would go up in the morning, here come those strays, and they would hook up into the stock. Sometimes we would have 3-4 birds. And you go back on my videos, you'll see during the COVID time, we would be 3-4 strays a morning, right? And then we would let the Tipplers fly. And while they was flying in the pens, we would let out our 20 homers. Now, we did this for 2 years, every day. I was doing real estate during that time. I wasn't doing my 9 to 5. I had grabbed me some unemployment from my 9 to 5 at that time. And I had a 2-year window off. Never in my life did I have that type of freedom as an adult male with pigeons. So it was a special time. I'm gonna put an asterisk by that time because that 2 years, it was unbelievable. I don't know what was going on with Fanciers, but it was like guys were opening their lofts and abandoning their coops because we were catching birds every day. The birds was flying in the zone, hungry, starved, and I was like, what the hell is going on out there? Unbanded birds, banded birds. We gave so many birds away to shorties. Dudes was coming from other boroughs to buy special birds that we were saying that we had possession of. And I wasn't going to the pet shop selling no damn birds, bugging. So let me get back to the schedule. So we would put the Tipplers out. Then we would put out the routing homers. Now, a lot of you guys never even flew birds on this level. Your loft, even to this day, hasn't come on to this level. Some of the old school guys, they might have done it. But a lot of you new school guys, you haven't flown birds on this level. Neither has your dad or your granddad. During that time period, you couldn't tell me how many guys that was fit and ready to fly birds every day was doing that. A lot of guys had abandoned. Again, they must have abandoned their coops, and we was catching all those birds. So we had the Tipplers out. We had the homers out. And then we would go pretty much from 5:30 to noon with birds in the air. Don't you think we would catch some birds if we got Tipplers in the pens and homers routing? And those homers was bringing back birds, all kind of bands from all over the place. Because again, at that time, it was a lot of birds lost. So then the evening would come. What would we do? We would repeat the morning cycle. We would put the Tipplers out. We would put the homers out. Sometimes we would put both teams together and we would fly them. And even in the evening time, I knew there's going to be strays looking to get into a stock and secure themselves for the evening. So we would push our birds up. And sure enough, our birds be flying. And here comes a stray. Here comes another one. And you got to remember, guys were getting hit with the falcon. And it looked like guys had abandoned their lofts. And we were catching all these birds all over the place. And then you got to remember too, we were doing checkups. We were tossing birds on the road. While all you guys were sitting around, we were on the road. You've seen multiple videos of us catching strays from New Rochelle, catching homers from New Rochelle, catching white flights, catching ballheads. We was catching all these birds. This was our activity. I almost feel like Fat Joe, but I understand why they be like, Fat Joe is capping. Why they be saying that? Why they saying that about RG? It's because you guys live regular bird lives. You don't do anything extraordinary to expand yourself and be able to do other things. And this is why they'll be like, no, he capping, because they don't see themselves doing anything like that. And again, if you're doing regular stuff, you're going to get regular results. We was doing some extraordinary things, getting birds on the road, checkups. We did all of this during the COVID. And our page was mad entertaining. The Wednesday's Pigeon Academy, everybody was there. So you guys that be talking about, oh, RG's capping and all of that, man, I really don't even care about that, you know, because we got the receipts. I got all those videos, all those pictures in my library, man. That 5-year reign that we did with pigeon stock banging and tossing, let me see somebody put those type of receipts together. They're not going to do it. Number one, you don't have the time. Number two, you probably don't have the birds. And number three, you don't have the motivation. I'm going to be straight facts with you. We just happen to have the time, which allowed us to have the motivation. We had the tools, so we put the tools to work. And in a 2-year period, again, we came across 310 strays. We even built a team out of strays, and we flew them. Go back on the videos. Go back on the 6-star loft high flying Tipplers. You'll see all of that. You'll see it all. But we're not here to convince you, because we're now on a homer run, and we're trying to get our receipts now and go on a 5-year homer run. We're not going to be trying to be ordinary. We're trying to be extraordinary. So we should get some extraordinary results, but it's early into that, and we're going to do our thing. So for those of you that don't believe us, cool. For those of you that was there with us, cool. And those of you that are being negative and little crybabies, get over this shit. Let's do what we do. You know, it's your guy, Rodney G. Let's do our thing, man. Later, peace.